There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Following our people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise from them. The work of my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make on you, I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And yes, I know money, and more I go. And you love me, more I
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
And I didn't ya to money, and I sang ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I sang ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Following our people who willing to serve. The flesh, our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, the San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Carefully, I say I don't want to call anybody critical. Some people believe that we should never go there. And one time they invited me and I said, I'll go there. My friend and brother SK in the US, he runs what they call Sktv. Who went there? We had a decent conversation, right? Anybody in any category, you invite me. Or I believe I should communicate government program using that platform. You don't have to invite me. I can also reach out to you and say, carefully, I say I don't want to call anybody anti-government critical. Some people believe that we should never go there. And one time they invited me and I said, I'll go there. My friend and brother SK in the US, he runs what they call Sktv. Who went there? We had a decent conversation, right? Anybody in any category, you invite me, or I believe I should communicate government program using that platform. You don't have to invite me. I can also reach out to you and say, carefully, I say I don't want to call anybody anti-government critical. Some people believe that we should never go there. And one time they invited me and I said, I'll go there. My friend and brother SK in the US, he runs what they call Sktv. Who went there? We had a decent conversation, right? Anybody in any category, you invite me, or I believe I should communicate government program using that platform. You don't have to invite me. I can also reach out to you and say, carefully, I say I don't want to call anybody anti-government critical. Some people believe that we should never go there. And one time they invited me and I said, I'll go there.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Following our people who willing to serve. flesh, not time, and the effort I rest. The brother gave me the fear, the premise of death. The welcome my life without again.
I live royalty.
Master.
Clay Paris, who make on you, I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love our money, and more I know.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I dine ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I quantity ya to money, and I could buy ya to money, and I dine ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I quantity ya to money, and I could buy ya to money, and I don't get na ya to money. That's the thing, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lopa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bringing good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out of the globe. For the top people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. The world with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from River Sass, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombay, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
I can speak up for the police. Honorable President, I'll be ready to vote on the movement. I'll be ready to vote. I'll be ready to vote a communication, written and naming.
Please recognize the presiding, the co-presiding.
Honorable Deputy Speaker and Deputy Speaker, co-presiding.
Deputy Speaker and presiding.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, presiding, and acting Speaker, co-presiding for the police.
Honorable Coleman, Deputy Speaker and presiding.
Honorable presiding and co-presiding for the police. Honorable presiding, I'll be ready to vote. For the moment, I'll be ready to vote. If the document carrying the name, bearing the name of the representative of Montserrat County, claiming to be speaker, be removed for the agenda because Richard Kum is not a speaker and was not elected by this body.
Congratulations is done to the movement.
All right, thank you.
And so the first day of session for Yeke Koloba to enter in his normal attitude here. A little bit of distraction there. Richard Kun is not here, the speaker, majority speaker. Thomas Fowler is presiding. Thanks for following Emmanuel Dan, one of the minority members. My name is Prince. This is
Almost presiding and acting speaker for the police. Almost presiding, I'll be ready to vote on the moment. I'll be ready to vote. I'll be ready to vote in communication, written, and naming.
Please recognize the presiding, the co-presiding.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, Deputy Speaker, co-presiding.
Deputy Speaker and presiding.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, presiding, and acting Speaker, co-presiding for the police.
Honorable Coleman, Deputy Speaker and presiding.
Honorable presiding and co-presiding for the police. Honorable presiding, I'll be ready to vote. To the moment I'll be ready to vote. If the document carrying the name, bearing the name of the representative of most of other country claiming to be speaker be removed for the agenda because Richard Kum is not a speaker and was not elected by this body.
Because to the movement.
All right, thank you.
Distinguished colleagues, are you ready to vote?
and
Well, I don't know how to put it, but again, that's the happening there from today's session, from the lawmakers, people who are representing us in the lower house today. I think that's their session we had today at the University Hall right here. Indeed, so folks, a way to say the pleasant good evening and welcome. Every time we think about, but anyway, good. It's good to be alive, and we are grateful though because whenever you are alive, you see a lot of things, you hear a lot of things, and you are also opportune to either interact or either to partake or not, into all of the happening right on this eye or on the sun. So again, today is Tuesday, having to be the 21st of January. For a matter of fact, the first month in the year 2025, and we are grateful. We are grateful to be back on the SKTV show this evening. Thank God that we are all prepared to bring you all of the happening on today. My colleague Monk just joined, also no time to waste. Monk, let me say a pleasant good evening. I know it's afternoon for the end, and how everything.
10 precisely in the Central Standard Time Zone in the United States here. From Minnesota, we're below freezing. I'm in my underground bunker, bundled up, below zero as usual. This is the coldest part of the year, December and January. Like I always say, maybe I went to get grocery this morning for my late picking. He's home, and every time making runs here and there. That's one of the reasons I can't even be on camera for too long because we indoor all day. And look, just for me to park my car and to run in to the door of the store, my finger was frozen. I experienced frostbite this morning. That's how cold it was. Within split seconds, my fingers, I couldn't even feel them. They were all numb. But that's it. We are Minnesotans. That's what we sign up for.
So Mark, at that point, I want you to tell us and some of our people back home, who thinking about something. At that point, which way you people, like for example, are you people now using heaters in most of your homes, or you still interacting with maybe the cold system, or at which point you people really enjoy the heat?
Your heat and gas bill is going to increase during the winter because most of the homes in America they are built with wood, except for the foundation are usually cemented because the weather. That's why they have wood houses here to keep the indoors warm, right? And they got insulation system that you have to keep the house warm. So at the end of the day, you will consume more power and it costs money because it's gas and to keep the house warm. And in some homes, even though like at this time of the year they got standalone heaters like in the basement because the place is so cold that it will take a while for the house itself to get warm. So at the end of the day, you have to get standalone heater maybe in individual rooms to keep you extra warm. Because look, bro, we live in the coldest region in the country and it's not easy. We're right below Canada, North Dakota, I would say Iowa, Wisconsin. We are in the coldest region in the country. So every year, but the one thing about America, America is so huge. They got natural disaster and fire in California. You got hurricanes down south in Florida. Yeah. So for me, I would take the cold. Maybe any day I would take the cold because you can warm the car every time you spend more gas. Like this morning, I end up warming my car twice because it's so cold. The car engine is so cold. People that with older cars, their car won't even start in some instances. So what you will do first, you have to warm the car if you got remote starter, which is very expensive, but you need it because you can't be running outside here and there. So you prep your remote starter, get the car running for at least the first 10 to 15 minutes. And then when it stops, then you start it again for the second time. So you got to warm your car for at least maybe 25 to 30 minutes or else you are going to crack your engine and you will be in need of a newer car because it's so freaking cold. So if you are driving car that is like maybe 10 years older, man, in some instances, at this current temperature, a lot of people car won't even be able to start because the engine is so cold, can't pick up. Yeah.
Wow. Because there are a lot of calls, there are a lot of people posting. I saw this short video where someone put a bottle of what we call it, Coca-Cola, right? In less than 30 seconds, the entire thing was freezing.
I'm talking about boiled water, right? Put the water in the pot when it's below, let's say 15, 20 below zero. Put a boiled water, go outside, put it in a cup and throw that water in the air. By the time it comes down, you'll be having ice falling on you. That's how cold it is.
Wow.
Not saying today, but it can get to that point.
And that's the natural thing about life, that I really admire because these things are things that have been around for a very long time, stay around. And I know because you have some machines also, like for example, if the place is maybe where the ice are just too much, you have those machines that can sort of clear the ice, right?
Let me tell you a fun part just to spice the show up a little bit. Someone came from Texas. There was a girl that came to visit. She came during the winter. I think they came for some kind of a family meeting or something. The moment she got at the airport, she said, "I see why all the drama always come from Minnesota. I see why they always having wedding here because it's so cool."
Wow.
So when you come to Minnesota and you ain't prepared, man, just get ready. It's going to be really, really cool. And at a certain point in time, you need real heat, not the one that the women face. That's what she said. It sounded so funny, but
that's the thing. Even though certain part of the world, no water, certain part of the world, no forest, you don't usually like some of the desert area, right? You don't usually see forest, and that's the world we live in. Some people are happy because maybe they can see sun and other just the kind of women. But anyway, that's good. But my brother move. What are some of the social news maybe that caught your attention throughout the time, maybe from last evening up to today?
No, in the US for us, it was a busy day yesterday. We had two important events happening. It was the celebration or the holiday of that commemoration of Dr. Martin Luther King. And yesterday, 45-10-47 was inaugurated yesterday. So it was an important day for the US, very, very historical. And we got news, I think, from the social standpoint, the former Barcelona coach, Pep Guardiola, I think he got into a nasty divorce that was causing 70% of his wealth. I think they say he had a mansion in Madrid that worth $7 million.
Yes.
And his wife was able to take that. The judge was able to give her that property. And then he had one in Manchester. So most of the investment. Can you imagine he's one of the most highest paid coaches in the world, if I'm not mistaken, next to Diego Simeone from Atletico Madrid. So if you look at his record, since I think they've been having a relationship for close to 30 years, they were very young when they got married. So if you imagine a woman is taking 70% of all his income and wealth, That's some good business. Like I said, marriage only benefit women, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, from the Western standpoint, that's why it was all designed to kill men. That's why we men, we will always die early than women, because the system was built that way. That's how society is structured. So I wasn't surprised. A lot of people pay dearly. They got people. That's why they got prenuptial agreement. You got to, if you came to the relationship with wealth, then you have to set some boundaries to protect certain assets. But if not, like in the case of Guardiola, he wasn't rich when he met this woman. So in that case, when you have children and looking at the length of time you've been in a relationship, that's how they judge it. And they got some mean judges, especially if you go before a woman judge, it's going to be very, very nasty for you. The same thing with child support. If you get a mean judge, she will burn you. And that's just why it is. There's nothing you can do. They got more power over you, so they can make decisions. Those are the news that caught my attention.
But Mark, thank you for that. But also, I want to ask a few questions when it comes to that, because mind you, these things, if care is not taken, at the end of the day, you will find out that men will be afraid now instead of them getting married. Maybe they'll just make it look like a contract-based thing where, okay, let me just have the lily and we'll just have children. And from there, I take my exit. Maybe I'll be able to take care of my children. Are these things really set, or maybe setting a very good stage for our future young women that will come after the way things are moving? Do you sense that maybe it may be damaging in the future, or is there any sign of progress maybe for our sisters?
It's a cultural thing. It's not only restricted to the U.S. Maybe I would say Europe, because the U.S. and the European system, they are almost one of the same. Don't forget, America came from Great Britain. So when they're talking about Western civilization, they all get the same kind of a culture. I believe that's why it is. It's not common in Africa, but over time, Africa love to adapt. We love adapting European and Western kind of a system. So it will happen in Africa. The only thing is, when it comes to wealth in Africa, not too many people can boast of being wealthy, except few individuals. But like I said, when you get a lawyer, you go to the court, you got some assets. Before coming to the marriage, you got to set the boundary, and it's up to you. Everything is, you can set a contract. Because marriage is just a contract, two individuals deciding to live together to share responsibility. So it's almost like a professional job. It comes with description and expectations as well. So when you want to get married, set some boundaries, talk to a lawyer, set up some prenup agreement so that you cannot be a victim of circumstances. And they got instances, maybe most especially when a woman was very, very instrumental in your, I would say, your rise to stardom or power. She can even be able to get some future benefit, even though you guys are separated. Like one example was Indiana Jones. The lady he married, she was into the movie industry, and she the one introduced him to the movie industry. And he became wealthy. So the judge didn't give her more than 60% of all his assets. Even she predicted, she set a precedent that even feature movie that he was to produce, she would still get royalties on movie that he will produce in the future. That's just how it is. So the guys on gold diggers out there, you got to be very, very careful if you're a rich guy.
Yeah, man. So more tell us in passing, because some of these social issues or topics are all interesting, because there are a lot of young people out there, young guys who are thinking about getting married, and sometimes they don't know the way out. But in most of our cases nowadays with the divorce issue, especially when it comes to Manchester City coach, because they read some of the issues or some of the points that she was making. Like, for example, he said no time and so on. But more them in my own layman thinking, someone would say, you need money, and it is the same way that the men will get the money. But now you're saying that the men are giving you time. So I'm very confused. What our women really want? Yes.
Mabel, women are very complicated. I know some of our sisters won't like that. That's just part of nature. We are not built the same. We are the total opposite. For them, let me tell you something. That's why I'm not married, but I spend more time on the Family Research Council, because they can come up with a lot of monthly update. They give you scientific stats. They give you numbers. Look, most divorce, 70% of the time divorces in this country come from women. Yes. And the number one reason, financial issue. That's why I keep telling young men, if you are young and you're working towards something better in life, don't prioritize women. Work on your finances, work on your career, work on your dreams and aspirations. Because at the end of the day, my brother, financial issue will always be the number one driving cause when it comes to divorces and marriages. Because remember one thing, and that's why in the Western world they have a very high divorce rate. You in your 20s, Can you imagine someone, a guy, men get matured later in life, women get matured earlier. If you want to get married at the age of 23, what are the possibility that you think you're going to hold that marriage? In some instances, it will work, but most of the time, because at the end of the day, you travel, you got new opportunity coming your way, you're getting older, you're meeting people who you think that are better, and you already locked in. At the end of the day, most of these marriages fail because you were never prepared psychologically, mentally, financially. You were never built. Marriage is for people who are financially stable. You got to be rich. Again, need some kind of a financial stability. And you must also come with some level of maturity because at the end of the day, when all the fanfare is gone, all the wedding and everybody is gone, you and the wife are left in the home to do a lot of stuff, taking care of children. You got some goals, financial goals, family goals, business goals. At the end of the day, it takes two mature people that we agree to be into that union. So if you're not ready for that, my brother, keep hustling. Or my sister, don't rush this thing. Life is not coming to an end. Take your own time because when you sign this thing, you want to be in it for the long haul. That's all I can tell people. If you're a young man out there, keep on your hustle. Forget the whole marriage thing for now.
Also
Yeah.
high so that you be able to take away your life. Because sometimes when the frustration are just too much, or when you are frustrated, the only best option sometimes is to either harm the person or harm yourself. And so what Monk is saying in short is that young person out there go to school, learn out of the best, and if you want to get money, you want to make money, you make money because the way the society is now going, or maybe seeing some of our women among right. Even right here in Liberia, among if you check it out, just check it on the internet about the divorce or rate in Liberia, you will notice that close to almost 90% come from the women. So then I wonder as to women will always say, oh yeah, men are not serious, they want to get married, but when they get married, Monk, they don't want to even sit down and bear certain things. They just want to get out. And that, for example, if you have 4 horses, and the man said, if you not go into that contract or informing them that this property of mine, before you and myself, before getting married, you have nothing to do with it, my property. If you don't do that by document, and that person and you get married, by the time that lady look at certain things and say, no, I want to divorce. And you'll be forced to give her one of your property. And sometimes we see a lot of people going through all this, Monk. Some they call us, some people are frustrated. Look, Monk, you won't believe that some of our forefathers today, who their children are passing here and there today, doing nothing. These are some of the results because they got married to another lady, born the children by the other woman. Then at the end of the day, the woman they get married to, the woman want to claim all of the properties. Now what happened to the other children?
Okay. Go ahead. You were saying, let me let you end your talk.
No, I'm just done with that social thing because sometimes I can very feel frustrated with sometimes things I know that maybe society will say men are strong, men are people who's supposed to take all of the, you don't put everything on men. We are human. Sometimes you want us to take the entire world or maybe Wahala, let me say that way, and for us to carry it. No, it's heavy. Yeah.
Maybe let me tell you something. At the end of life, there will be few people who will consider themselves to be rich. Riches is not like something. I would say around the whole world, the rich people, the people who we call rich, they are 5%. The people who are called the ultra wealthy, they are less than 1% of the entire global population. We are 8 billion people living on this planet or more, right? Let me tell you something. All I'm saying is you don't need to be rich to marry. You and your wife, you can have vision and goal, you can work together. I'm just saying to start the marriage process as a young man, you need some kind of a stability, whether it's constant flow of income, whether it's about job and security. These are the things you should work on first before you think about marriage. Because, bro, you are a young man, you're in your 20s. The time you're supposed to be talking about building yourself, or whether it's business, whether it's investment, whether it's school, whether it's some kind of a career or skill that you can depend on. You're talking about marriage. How will you be able to take care of someone else's child when you're not stable yourself? That's why I keep saying this show. When you go to visit your prospective in-law, the very first question they ask you, what do you do for a living? They don't ask you whether you love our daughter because they know love is an emotional thing. You can like someone today and hate them tomorrow.
Mom just say love that skin. Forget that thing. Look, I know you get money. Even most of our sisters today who are thinking that even they don't want to be second wife, they don't want to be second to that. It's just that, look, all these things are just fiasco. Just because most of us men, we don't have money. So alone you not get money, you're not able to even take care of one. What you going to do with two? So that's something they added. But my brother, I tell you, this one of my sister comments.
I mean, if they want you will cry tired.
Yeah, it's, yeah. Women, monk, I don't care what we do, yeah.
I'm speaking from experience. He know how tough it is when you're taking care of the family. It is an easy thing, right? It is something easy, right, to take someone else's responsibility. And yeah, the thing about the whole marriage issue, maybe, like I said, society is programmed to operate in a certain way, and we are not going to change it. We'll only get worse. Now, we live in a whole different dispensation. When our old man and all the generation before were growing up, they were not too materialistic. They never wanted all the fancy things. They never had access to Facebook. But these days, you can sit in the village and see someone wearing a Brazilian wig. Why do you think a young girl in the city will want to do too? She want to get her nails fixed. She want a Shante bag, or how they call it, all the designer bag and the Dolce Gabbana and all those stuff. So at the end of the day, the pressure on men, I can expect more men to die in the next 20 years because as the expectation and the caretaking aspect falls on the man's shoulder to provide for his girlfriend or for his wealth. So it's the pressure, and when more pressure comes with more stress, and with more stress comes with more death. So men will start dying at 60 now rather than going to 80s and at 90.
The comment section is interesting. See, oh yeah, see, thank God that some look, you gotta come on sometime, maybe on the Wednesday that we just bring something because more on the first one, my brother. This is serious.
Come on the show and spice the show up.
Yeah, you gotta come on, man. So okay. Well, what Felicia is saying that Mark, most of the divorces in the West are also due to cheating. Good. Monk, thank God that my sister is mentioning about cheating. For me, Monk, I was saying one time when Steve was here, right? I said, for me, I don't think I will see cheating as a way of leaving my home. For me, no. Because, Monk, if the God that sent us on this earth, if some of us we can even respect God, some of us we don't even care about God, some of us we can't even worship God, some of us we don't. So all these things that put it into yourself and say no. Then what happened to your fellow human? People will do things to you even beyond your own imagination. So somebody divorcing just because of no time. That will not cheating. But I say because of no time. So cheating, women feel that Monk. These are some of the reasons that I think most women give. But when they are into that single life, you and them, they will not divorce. They will not.
No, let me tell you something. The cheating thing is just a cover up, right? Let me tell you something, because we all know most of the time women will prefer richer men, and they understand that these richer men they are very high in demand. Other women are also chasing them, but they will still prefer to date a guy that is married, that is rich. So the whole thing about cheating, and most women tend to, yeah. So they will use the cheating still as an excuse to get some kind of a financial gain. I'm talking about the vast majority of them. I'm not saying that everybody out there will accept or cheat, but I'm just saying, like in the case of Guardiola, right? Even Kaká was divorcing for being too perfect. Kaká doesn't have a tattoo. He doesn't go to club, and he's not the one that's in the media. And she got bored. Women love to be entertained as well. So she thought that was a problem for Kaká. Guess what? She put in for a divorce. In the case of Guardiola, you are married to a man who is considered to be one of the greatest statisticians of all time as a coach. Yes. Very, very successful beyond his wildest dream, right? And this man, coaching job is a very skillful job. You have to read, you have to study, you have to analyze the game. You have to watch thousands of hours of tape to analyze all your opponent in Europe. He plays in the Champions League. He plays in the domestic league. He must win trophy. He's the coach for a club that is trying to build a reputation in Manchester to rival the Man United, right? Why do you think a man who is that committed to become a multi-millionaire, why do you think he's paid than any other coach in the world? Because he's the best. And how do you become the best? You have to study and master your craft. So if a man is going to dedicate his entire life just to become the best in his profession, how can you complain that he's not giving you time? There are only 24 hours in the day he needs to sleep. How many time will be left for him to give you? If you want more time, then go marry one broke guy, because broke people with our job will get you more time. So you want time and attention, but a rich man will not give you time, because that's why making him rich in the first place. He must dedicate his time towards his dream, towards his goals. He must study his craft. He must be a professional in what he do for a living. So how can he give you more time? How?
Well, yeah, thank you. Before we transition, you know what, to my sister Felicia, sister Felicia, I mean, be frank, most of you women, you people are, I don't know, the more say, man, I can understand, man, just be frank. Because even you talk about cheating, You will divorce your husbands for cheating. And then they become side chick. Where you can go back home? Why you can't just go back home to your husband? That would just be better. Instead of you now to be having some kind of more certain every up and down, that thing a waste of time. Forget about cheating. Look, there are some things that you just put it on your feet and move on as a person. Because this world we all live in today, no matter what you do, there'll be no perfect human. The way you want for people to be, they won't be there. You see, Monk, your brother, Kaka story, and you're right. Kaka wife left him just because they make him drink, just smoke, they make him do nothing. They finish clubbing, the man won't club, man go nowhere. So they said no, but then the other one, they want.
Kaka is so perfect. Even on the t-shirt, right? When you watch the career of Kaka, when he was in his prom, he used to wear this little sleeveless t-shirt on his jersey. You know why he get on his t-shirt? You know what? You know the inscription I was always reading on Kaka t-shirt? I love Jesus.
Yes.
So how many women out there you think would be offer that for a guy who is so cool, never in the spotlight? Very
because some of the man that movie, because let me take the social life people make social life to be like for example, you got to be 100% serious. You got to be no. People have their life to live before connecting to you or with you. For me, that I can always tell people, allow people or allow that person to freely associate with their life. When it comes to your marriage or maybe your relationship based on how the time will come when you all talk. But the person has their own personal life that God going to ask them. God going to question them. And not you. When you die, God will not ask you how your partner do, how you and the person. No, I don't think so, according to the Bible. So God will judge you per the sin that you commit. So allow that person to freely live. For some of you, some of us, we are tormenting. Let me be free, Monk, before conclude with the entire relationship or stop. There are a lot of us into our very relationships. We are tormenting. People don't freely associate. People don't freely go out. People don't even talk to family members. They don't even connect with friends. They don't even talk to anybody. Just in the name of relationship, they have to protect relationship, and that's wrong. So
I don't know why they call protect relationship, because when you start getting a criminal relationship, then most about trust and insecurity issue. I don't think it's about that just an excuse, because you must trust someone. I mean, why would make you think you can marry a person if you don't trust them in the first place? And when you came from the whole boyfriend and girlfriend stage before transitioning. Before transitioning into marriage. So if you cannot have trust in a relationship, if you are so insecure and you think that you can torment somebody in the name of protection, then there's no need that you gotta be married. Look, like I said, the way you can go to a professional job and they give you a role and responsibility, that is same with marriage. A marriage is a legal contract. If you're not ready for this thing, don't sign up for it. Just remain single and enjoy your life. Where is the stress? Not stress.
Simple. That's just a Monk. Simple. Even the footballer, right? So I just use the footballer. The footballer that the team sign, maybe they use 50 million, 100. Monk, tell me, are these football team owners, are they controlling the people back to battle, say, no, don't go there, no, don't people, don't call them one Monk? No, they are not. They allow the footballer, the unity between they and the footballer is time to do their job. Go and do their job.
Our brother former Teresa, he really want to call on this topic, but I don't know how you would do it. Maybe is the one running the show, so maybe he can give you an exception, because it's your first time making the kind of a request. You have to charm me about transition. If that's it, then I don't know. He's running the show. I'm just a co-pilot.
That number that you just seen that beneath the our photos there is the WhatsApp number. So yeah, so just take a quick, my brother, and just call in. That's the WhatsApp number that quickly say you want to chip in.
Because we can go to the real days.
Yes, indeed. There are a lot of our brothers and sisters among they are going through a lot. I mean, people are in hell on this earth. People are in hell on this earth, Monk. You won't believe. Because the way people torment them.
They are in hell because they were not ready for marriage. Marriage is a very difficult. Marriage takes discipline and commitment. It's not about love. Love is something that can fade away. And people were never ready. They were never trained. They were never conditioned to enter what they call marriage. Remember, do you know there's a lot of challenges that come in marriage? Whether you are sick, whether you end up losing your job, whether it's a career change, whether it's relocation, whether it's about children coming into the mix. You know what it means being a free guy. You go home anytime. You can eat any food you want. You go and lock your door, open your own door. At a certain point in time, you must make report to someone. You got to do things for your children. So some people mentally, they were never prepared for it, but you know what? They just want to be part of the fray. They just want to cross the aisle. They want to take the picture and wear the wedding gown. And at the end of the day, when the reality set in, then they crumble because you were never built for it. It's a psychological thing. It takes discipline. It takes commitment. You can't just jump into it because you feel like, and that's where the problem is. You are interested in the wedding and not in marriage. Yeah, two different things.
That's the thing right there, you just know it. People believe in the ceremony. They want to see all of the frats, or in fact, they want to be in the frats. They want to see people standing by them, people, the best of clothes, you know, how the wedding was, you know, all these things. No, but they are forgetting the me. The me.
Talk about love. What you got love? Yes,
the marriage.
That love in that skin.
No, for me, I believe in love. Nothing else. Forget about nothing. Nothing else. Love.
It's like a pendulum. It can swing. You can.
So I just asked one of my sisters.
Today, hit the ground and they walk on tomorrow. That also it's not even an option when you talk about marriage. You gotta look for other things, and then maybe I'm not saying that you don't need it, but it's not a number one priority.
Well, if our brother can call, then we have the transition note. But I guess that most of you are enjoying. So maybe on tomorrow, and tomorrow will be Wednesday. Hopefully, maybe we'll just chip in, because let me be frank, no life you can live without family life. No matter who you think you are, no matter how rich you think you are, you still have to connect with people, and you still have to connect with somebody. So sometimes when we pass through with these things, I know there are a lot of us that are into some of these situations. We can't sleep at night. We got to make report where we're coming from. How can we come late? How can this happen? You know, the most thing, am I right? Though, you got to give. I'm not saying me, I'm giving no. For me,
you gotta get police report now in the name of respect. What are you talking about, bro? You can just walk in and out. You must give update, constant update too, not just update, but regular update.
Well, that go, man. That move. So that move. I think in foreign news, something happened in Nigeria, right? I don't know whether you follow that.
No, not really. Maybe I will run over it later. I don't know what happened in Nigeria.
Yes, our friend is tanker. I think tanker explosion happened in Nigeria, leaving almost 98 persons losing their lives. According to information, the tanker had an accident, maybe 4. Let's just say 4, and the people went there to transfer the gasoline, or better say the product from the other end to the other end. And also there are other bartenders, there are people that were around taking photos and so forth. And unfortunately, when the tanker 98 persons, according to the new death toll rates, up to 98 persons. So we are still maybe if we stop at 98, or maybe who knows, maybe before day again there will be another news about the death toll. So that's the news coming from Nigeria. So we got to pray for Nigeria as they go through their sad time. Mind you, this thing happen in Liberia. I think sometime 2023.
Oh yeah, I think it was in Bon County, right?
Yes, in Bon County.
And
similar to what happened, my people.
This thing, baby, ignorance of bad things. Ignorance and poverty, they are bad things. You know, people want to survive. When people are struggling, they don't have respect for their life. And you can't blame them either. People are just literally fighting to survive on a day-by-day basis. Because any logical person know that when a tanker is upside down, that's why they get on the tank, they put there combustible or flammable. It means that at any given point in time, because you're talking about a tank that is installed on a car, and the car carries an engine. You're talking about mechanical and electrical, right? And you're talking about a flammable substance on that particular truck. Why would any rational person want to go on a tanker in the name of getting some gas to go serve just for pennies on a dollar? Because how many gas you'll be able to take from there, even though maybe it might buy you a few cup of rest here and there, but is that worth your life? It's not worth it. Yep.
Jesus. And that's the thing when you join. Like in fact, you even follow because when you go back to some of the comments from some of the posts that were made, these are some of the things that people were saying because of poverty and our people. I don't know, Monk, to educate your people about things the people see like taboo. Monk, I'm not understanding how things are even running in Africa because these things should be an awareness all of the time, and that's not the first time in Nigeria.
It always happening. Oil
Yes.
leakage, gas spills, Boko Haram, people going there to get people bursting the oil tank. I mean, the pipe to be able to steal some oil from the refinery. I mean, it's a sad thing. Maybe that's why separated the industrialized country from us developing country. The people they make certain things available. That's why when you live in the Western world, I tell people the most thing you worry about your job. You talk about retirement, children, school fee. You don't think about food or medical or running water, or electricity. No, because these things they come standard. In the case of Africa and other developing countries, in most countries, the least thing, and that's why we cause people to do the extreme. And at the end of the day, they'll end up risking their own life. It's just because people want to get by on a day-to-day basis. If some people were in Africa as well, these things would take advantage of it because the opportunity are not there. You wake up in the morning, you can't bring a full food for your children. Why make you think you won't want to go take such a risk? But I bet you not if a tank was to roll over in this country, hell no. Nobody going around there. They threaten the police to come and put tape around that particular thing. Everybody will take different road because they understand the risk factor. They won't even dare attempt to do that. Remember, why make you think in this country, right? You can sit in your backyard, you see a deer coming from the bush and walking right in your yard, and that deer, nobody will bother that deer. In Africa, the whole village will run behind that deer.
I say, even more, sometimes when I see you people fishing, if you people have time or for fishing, right?
Yeah, you
You
can
got
fish it, but
to,
certain fish, you got to pull it back. It's just for
wow.
sporting purposes, not for you can eat the fish. Some fish you can come and cook them because they get certain species that you got to preserve. So when people go fishing, most of the time just for recreational activity, it's not to consume the fish. So you go there, you get your boat, you get your hook and your line. When you catch your fish, then you put it back in the water. You catch it again, you put it back just for the fun of it to keep you busy. It's not for you to come and come cook casa grill. No.
Well, also, more before we come back to our local politics, let's just tell our people what we'll be doing here today because yeah, I guess. So I want you now to tell our people. Then I would ask you about some of the happening that maybe. Hello, Monk.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Or
Yeah, what up?
if you basic you want me to do it to inform our people on here today
Well,
that
get
what
an
we'll be
update
doing
now
here.
with Chami later. Get update 1 minute and now with Chami.
All right, good. So to all of our follower, our listeners, and yeah, so on today we will open the line and you will call in to tell us exactly what do you expect from the president Sona address on Monday. Mind you, they're coming 27, which of course will be the fourth working Monday of the first month of January, will be the second Sona address or the State of the Nation address of the rescue government headed by the President Joseph Yeman Boakai. So what do you expect? What do you want to hear? What are some of the prospects or what are some of the things? Do you want us, maybe you will not tell us, Monk?
Well, yeah, I think you said it right. The whole thing there about the State of the Nation or the State of the Union address in America, we call it the State of the Union because we are a union of states. In Liberia, we call it the State of the Nation. We are a unitary state under one umbrella. So it's a whole different thing, but it's the same concept. The thing here is at a certain point in time when you look at the historical aspect of it, you think that it's just like a tradition. Most people think that the state of the nation is about the country or the president is addressing the people. But the essence, the most important thing there is the president is giving Congress an update about the challenges, about some of the regulations, about the agenda. It's about a goal and finding solution in addressing this problem. So from a traditional standpoint, when people hear state of the nation, they think the president is speaking to the people. No, the president is giving an update to Congress. That's the essence. Even though the people will be tuned into it, but they are not the primary audience. They are not the target. The target, that's why I tell people when you look at democracy, if you really study democracy, you know that the first branch of government is the most powerful branch of government. They are a body. They carry more power. The president power is limited on executive privileges. So the president got to get in the same report. We're talking about being accountable. The president must give Congress report because the individual Congress member must go and tell their people in their local congressional district about things happening in the country. So when the president delivers his State of the Union address, he's not literally referring to the people. He's giving an update to Congress. He's telling them the challenges. He's telling them it's about goals and aspirations, some of the policy change, some of policy prescription and solutions he will be providing. But in the case of our people, speaking of the State of the Nation or the State of the Union, what would be their own State of the Nation, looking at the realities on ground, whether it's about job, whether it's about low wages and corruption and the lack of investment in the country, they will have to call here today and give us their own update and their expectation. Is the president in prime this year again to deliver, or it will be the same, how they call it, traditional thing where you just can't give fancy speeches, you read and you address the country for 1 hour, people become bored in their seats, and at the end of the day, you cannot even match the reality with the policy prescription or some of the challenges the president will mention on that day. So our people will call in today to give all their own prospect when it comes to the State of the Nation, their own individual assessment as to what's happening in the country. I think that will be it for today.
So that was topic for today. Even though there are a lot of happening, we're going to give you some of the updates on what's happening or some of the happening back home. I know that some of you are also talking about allegedly some of the news around that some lawmakers or maybe quote unquote will be arrested and so forth. But this information we can't safely tell you whether it's true or not, even though we haven't heard anything like that from the Minister of Justice or from the Liberian government. But these are some of the news in the street corner. But Mark, what are some of the news that caught your attention? Because I know the representative from District Number 7, Honorable Musa Hassan Belete from Nimba County, we have the rule of caucus, right?
The rule of law caucus, yeah.
Good. The rule of law caucus on today have a latest press release about what will be happening and what they're going to do. And also from there, we also this morning, there was session here this morning from the lower house where we saw this morning Honorable Yeka Koduba also having his own disagreement with the presiding officer of state refusing to recognize Rachel Nambe-Kun as Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. I think we also played that. And apart from that, also we're also getting some latest news also on the social media or in the news that the nephew, right? Let me go back to that story. Yes, okay. So it's an NSA agent, agent jailed for allegedly leaking information on national security intelligence to Speaker Kofa. And according to information, this person who worked for the NSA also have some close connection with the embattled Speaker, Chief Ananti Kofa. So, Mark, apart from that, I think I'm also seeing the news, I think from front page, that authorities deny. Good.
Well, so we've got so many news to cover, but I think we will, because of the topic today about the State of the Nation. And let me just, the one that caught my attention, it was written 4 hours ago, and thank you for refreshing my memory from the Rule of Law Caucus chairman, or Chairman Ability, our own chairman here. And he wrote something very short and very precise. Let me just read it for the audience so they know exactly what we're talking about. Just a few sentences. He said, it was released 4 hours ago by Honorable Musa Hassan Ability. He said the Rule of Law Caucus had decided to boycott the upcoming State of the Nation address. This decision was not made lightly. It reflects our deep concerns over the ongoing erosion of legislative independence and the increased interference of the executive branch in the affairs of the legislature. The executive's recognition of Honorable Richard Cohn, despite the legitimate Speaker still being in office, is a blatant violation of democratic principle and legislative autonomy. This unprecedented action not only strips the legitimate Speaker of his authority and dignity, but also humiliates the legislature as an institution. Attending the Sona on such circumstances would amount to a tacit approval of the illegitimacy, a position we categorically reject. Our concerns are further heightened by the recent aggression against members of the Rule of Law Caucus by law enforcement officers. In addition, we will resist in the code of law, any attempt to fabricate evidence against our colleague as a means to quell our resistance to the erosion of the rule of law. However, we remain committed to an impartial investigation of this matter and will continue to cooperate with the authority during this investigation. By boycotting the SONA, we are sending a resolute message. We will not acknowledge the authority of a speaker who has not been legitimately elected. The matter is currently under judicial review, and any recognition on a Mauricio comparator final court determination undermines both the rule of law and the democratic process. As lawmaker, our constitutional duty is to uphold the sanctity of the legislature. Participation in an event organized by an executive that flagrantly disrespect, know that disregard legislative independence will compromise our integrity and perpetuate this illegality. We call on members of the Senate and other lawmakers who share our concern to join us in this principle. Stand together. We must reject any action that degrade our institution, erode the rule of law, and threaten laborious democracy. The rule of law caucus remains steadfast in its commitment to justice, legislative independence, and democratic governance. This boycott is not only an act of defiance, but a firm and principle stand against the action that threaten the very foundation of our democracy. My only thing here is, you're going to boycott the SONA, you want to send a strong message, but at the end of the day, are you going to sit on the gavel of Richard Cohen when it comes to the day-to-day function of the House? That's the problem. Because if you are going to say you are not attending, okay, the president is going to address Congress, and maybe partially we can say the people, but the whole idea of the state of the nation is the president giving Congress an update. So, you send a message, you say you don't want to honor my democratic principle, judicial review. Okay, at the end of the day, after the state of the nation address, what happened next? Are you going to sit under the same gavel of the so-called illegitimate speaker? Because if you said that one thing I don't understand, and I'm still trying to get the essence of the rule of law caucus, because I understand you want to hold that feet to the fire, want to do the right thing. We got laws and principles on the book, the Constitution. But my thing here is, when it comes to the day-to-day operation and the political aspect, what are you going to do? You cannot call him an illegitimate speaker, then at the end of the day, you go and sit under his gavel. Then it makes you an illegitimate lawmaker as well. So that's my thing. My thing is, if you want to go full blast, go full blast. I don't like the theatrics, the optics. You giving one indication here, and at the end of the day, you're doing something different. Yeah, you disrupting session, you questioning the legitimacy of the current speaker or the illegitimate speaker. But then at the end of the day, when it comes to the budget, when it comes to the day-to-day function of the lawmakers of the House, what role are you going to play? And that's where I get confused. Because we're talking about the state of the nation, it's just a few hour event. What happens after that event? What are you going to do next?
Yeah. So I think what they are trying to do, or what they are saying, is, in short, that, for example, Mark, when you and myself, when we maybe sitting somewhere, and there are places that will be sitting where there be no much attention, and there are places that will be sitting where they'll be giving you more attention than I. So I think maybe in their mind, that's how I'm trying to think now. In their mind is like, maybe they are thinking, okay, when we go under the gavel of this man to the SONA, the president will continue to communicate his message through him. That means, because most often you will hear the president talking about Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senate Pro Tem, and maybe that's what they don't want. So what they do is that, for example, what Yeke was doing today, Yeke even call him the presiding officer instead of calling the speaker, and calling Thomas Farah the speaker. So maybe what they want to do is, they still want to call public attention. Maybe like you are saying, they still want to call public attention, and they are still saying that we are into this, and for a matter of fact, we're not going to leave this until the right thing can be done. Maybe that's what they're trying to say to us as people. But again, for me, I think this is not happening, and this is not helping the government, be it which side go. This is not helping the Joseph Yema Bwaka-led government, because at the end of the day, Monk, George Weah, all of the blames were shifted on former President George Weah, that he was not qualified, he's this, he's that. But guess what? Former President Weah did appoint some qualified people, professors, who are heading some of the ministries, and some ministries were dormant. But today, all the blames were shifted on him. That's why they seem to continue. When you are in power as president, anything that happen, it happen under your government, all the blames will be shipped. You, nobody going to say, okay, send is Joseph Bwaka and is the minority bloc, so let's leave them. No. So I think the president, this is about time that the president call his caucus, call some of the elders people, and solve this issue once and for all. Because, Monk, this is not fruitful for us as people, and this is not the kind of country we all want. Because even apart from that, that is still continue to even have another side where a executive mansion of a Capitol building got burned, people are investigating, people are being accused, people are being arrested, so many things ongoing, and all these things, they are all distractions. Monk, for me, that's the entire thing. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I got a whole different philosophy when it comes to life. I'm a minimalist. I believe in putting all my energy into things that will give me result. I don't just like to create optics for optical purposes. All I'm saying, when you're in a country like Liberia, it's one of the reasons I keep confusing our people in that country. You know that our country, you know how it's structured politically, you know the voters, you know how they perceive issue. Look, we got so many challenges in that country we should also put our focus and energy on. I'm just saying, you can boycott. Yeah, we understand you got some grievances, but at the end of the day, ain't nothing going to change. We said this thing on the show. For me, I hate crying. I hate crying more than a bereaved, like you said. I don't believe in the principle of a bridge that leads to nowhere. If I'm going to put my energy behind something, at the end of the day, I should get something. I'm saying, even in the great United States or other industrialized country, when it comes to that democracy, yeah, you can boycott, but at the end of the day, the work is still going to go on. Whether you go to that occasion, you send your message, at the end of the day, everything we say about this matter, it literally happened exactly. Look, my brother, this is politics. We understand we understand the optical part of it. We're looking at the reality side of it. We are just saying, for a country with so many things to concentrate on, all these things are just show. The rule of law, the rule of law caucus, my expectation for the rule of law caucus, that particular clause in Article 33 and 49 that you guys keep leveraging to remove speaker to form an illegitimate group because you know there is no legal remedy or constitutional remedy. Why can't you fix it? All the things about boycotting occasion, you get called another president. Look, this thing are just optics. It leads to nothing. At the end of the day, we told you they were going to pass the budget passed. We told you the president was going to sign the budget into law. He did. We told you you can remove the speaker legitimately, but there are other ways you can get rid of a speaker. Even in the great US, it happened. That's exactly what happened. So there's one thing we keep talking over and over, people moving here and there, the other or caucus, the other minority group, the other majority group. At the end of the day, business will still be business. My thing here is focus on the most important thing and let's move forward. Because it's just like, that's why I keep saying, you boycott the State of the Union, but you go sit on the same gavel of this illegitimate speaker. Then who are you? Because you're not going to boycott forever. You got to go to work. You will still sit on his gavel.
Yeah. Even though six of them has been suspended for, I think, for 3 months. Some of their salaries have also been seized. But Mark, we got to go for the news bulletin. When we come back, trust me.
Oh yeah.
We will continue with our show up to 8 o'clock on tonight.
All right. I'll catch you later.
All right.
And brother SK in the US, he runs what they call Sktv. Who and they had a decent conversation, right? Anybody in any category, you invite me, or I believe I should communicate government program using that platform. You don't have to invite me. I can also reach out to you and say, carefully, I say I don't want to call anybody anti-government critical. Some people believe that we should never go there. And one time they invited me and I said, I'll go there. My friend and brother SK in the US, he runs what they call Sktv. Who went there? We had a decent conversation, right? Anybody in any category, you invite me, or I believe I should communicate government program using
Bulletin at 7 and Nikita Robert. In the headlines, Vice President Jeremiah Cohn has recognized the immense contributions of commercials, motorcyclists to Liberia economy. The group of representatives under the banner Rule of Law Caucus has announced they will boycott President Bouakar's upcoming State of the Nation address. The National Security Agency has arrested and charged one of its agents, Ellis Dolawan, for leaking classified information from the entity. President Donald Trump has proclaimed America's decline is over as he vowed to act swiftly through sweeping executive action, including declaring a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border. Those were the headlines. Now the news in details. Vice President Jeremiah Cohn has recognized the immense contributions of commercial motorcyclists to Liberia's economy. He revealed that commercial cycling is one of the biggest employers in the country and acknowledged them to prioritize road safety measures to preserve lives. Speaking Tuesday in Painesville at the launch of Ogada Moto, Vice President Cohn also cautioned members of the Truckers Union of Liberia to be careful and look out for motorcyclists while driving to avoid accidents. The Vice President further commended Motorcycle Union of Liberia for coming together under the umbrella, citing that unity brings development. For his part, the Chief Executive Officer of Okada Moto, Mohammed Tumala, said Okada Moto is in Liberia to help solve the issue of safety, trust, and price fluctuation problem among motorcyclists and their customers. Dr. Somale noted that with Okada Moto, every ride will be tracked for the safety of the rider and passengers, and data will be secured. The riders of Okada Moto, according to the CEO, will be verified through series of trainings to help them become more professional, and customers need to download the Okada Moto app from Google Play Store or Apple Store to be able to book a ride. Also speaking at the occasion, House Speaker Richard Cohn urged the Ministry of Transport to provide a comprehensive insurance for trucks, commercial vehicles, and motorcycles. The National Security Agency has arrested and charged one of its agents, Ellis Dolawan, for leaking classified information from the agency. NSA investigations says the action by Dolawan, age 40, endangered national security and senior agency officials. According to investigators, Dolawan's actions violate several provisions of the reverse party law of Liberia, including Chapter 12, Subchapter E, Section 12.71, unlawful disclosure of confidential information against others. The charges follows a complaint filed by the NSA alleging Dolawan unlawful shares of sensitive intelligence. And as NSA internal investigation revealed that Dolawan, an employee that signed to the agency's headquarters in Coward, Moserado County, sent classified information via WhatsApp to his uncle in Battle Horse Speaker Fonati Kofar. Investigators uncovered messages in which Dolawan warned Kofar against associating with NSA Deputy Director for Operation Stephen Dolo, labeling him as a dirty workman. Dolawan admitted to sharing Dolo's phone number but denies sending requested photos. Dolawan reportedly expressed regret appealing to NSA leadership, particularly Director Stephen Dolo, for mercy. However, according to the NSA's investigative report, there have been multiple instances where Dolawan's unauthorized disclosures created significant security risks. Messages retrieved from Dolawan's confiscated mobile device revealed that he shared confidential information about senior NSA officers with unauthorized individuals. The NSA's administrative rules strictly prohibit employees from disseminating intelligence without authorization. The group of representatives under the banner Rule of Law Caucus has announced they will boycott President Buhari's upcoming State of the Nation address. The caucus said the decision was not made lightly, stressing it reflects their deep concerns over the ongoing erosion of legislative independence and the increasing interference of the executive branch in the affairs of the legislature. According to the group headed by Representative Musa Bedete, the executive's recognition of Representative Richard Cohen as Speaker, despite the legitimate Speaker still being in office, is a blatant violation of democratic principles and legislative autonomy. The statement quotes Representative Bedete as saying, such unprecedented action not only stripped the legitimate Speaker of his authority and dignity, but also humiliates the legislature as an institution. The Rule of Law Caucus lamented that attending the President's annual address under such circumstances would amount to approval of the illegitimacy that they are opposed to. They said their concerns are further highlighted by the recent aggression against members of the Rule of Law Caucus by law enforcement officers. In addition, the group vowed to resist the court of law any attempt to fabricate evidence against their colleagues as a means to cure their resistance to the erosion of the rule of law. The Rule of Law Caucus is meanwhile calling on members of the Senate and other lawmakers who share their concerns to join them in boycotting the president's annual message on Monday, January 27 on Capitol Hill. The Monrovia City Court is expected to entertain legal arguments in connection to a petition filed by defense lawyers seeking for preliminary investigation for two Capitol building fire incident. Defense lawyer request to the court, according to RCI judicial correspondent, has questioned the police evidence which implicated suspects Eric Susse and Thomas Eterach to burning the Capitol building. Councillor Jonathan Massaquo's application maintained that his clients were wrongfully indicted by police investigation and are requesting the evidence that was used to charge the defendants as provided by Chapter 12, Section 12.3 of the Criminal Procedural Law of Liberia. The law states a preliminary examination shall be given to a defendant after his first appearance before the magistrate or justice of the peace only if he requests it. Our judicial correspondent further said, as a result of this provision, the court has scheduled the matter for Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025 at 9 o'clock a.m. Wednesday's legal proceeding will compare prosecuting lawyers led by Montserrat County and turning Councillor Richard Scott to surrender the evidence in court that led to suspect Thomas Eterach and Eric Susse charges. The suspects have since been incarcerated at the Monrovia Central Prison for allegedly burning the Capitol building. They were charged for multiple offenses ranging from arson, criminal attempt to commit murder, theft of property, criminal mischief, and among others. They risk years imprisonment if they are found guilty consistent with law. And out of Liberia, Donald Trump has proclaimed America's decline is over as he vowed to act swiftly through sweeping executive actions, including declaring a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border. In his inaugural address, Trump said he is confident and optimistic as he returns to the White House with a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal, referring to the last 4 years that's his predecessor, Joe Biden. Following the ceremonial peaceful transfer of power, Trump said he planned to sign a series of executive orders to crack down on border boost domestic energy and in government mandate diversity programs. During this newscast, a recap of the top stories we have been following. The government representatives under the banner Rule of Law Caucus has announced they will boycott President Bouakar's upcoming State of the Nation address. The National Security Agency has arrested and charged one of its agents, Ellis Dolawan, for leaking classified information from the agency. Vice President Jeremiah Cohn has recognized the immense contributions of commercial motorcycles to Liberia's economy. And out of Liberia, President Donald Trump has proclaimed America's declared this over as he vowed to act swiftly through sweeping executive action, including declaring a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border. That's RCI News Bulletin at 7. I'm Nakita Robert.
Honorable Presiding and Acting Speaker for the police. Honorable Presiding, I'll be ready to vote on the movement. I'll be ready to vote. I'll be ready to vote in the communication, written, and naming.
Honorable please recognize the presiding, co-presiding.
Honorable Deputy Speaker and Deputy Speaker, co-presiding.
Deputy Speaker and presiding.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, presiding, and Acting Speaker, co-presiding for the police.
Honorable Colbert, Deputy Speaker and presiding.
Honorable presiding and co-presiding for the police. Honorable presiding, I'll be ready to vote. For the movement, I'll be ready to vote. If the document carrying the name, bearing the name of the representative of Mosul County, claiming to be speaker, be removed from the agenda because Richard Poon is not a speaker and he was not elected by this body.
Congratulations down to the movement.
Well. So we're back after the news bulletin. Yisha, Yisha, some of you, our news bulletin comes at 7 o'clock. That is from Monday to Friday, and from 7 to 7:15 every time come here. So that's just a normal tradition for us. And thank God, as a lot of you listened and enjoy it, and you grab some things from there, right? So we're back. Mark will be joining us very, very soon sometime. Mark gonna go take a little coffee break, drink some hot water. I don't even know because there are some quote. But again, to some of my people who are commenting and so forth about the information about the rumors about the arrest order for Speaker J. Fulanti Kofa and others in the Capitol building case, I think for now is false, is misleading. According to information, authorities deny rumors of arrest order for Speaker Kofa and others in the Capitol building some attack or case. So yes, so that's it. That's the information we're getting. That indeed that information are going around is false and it is indeed misleading. No truth. The people are saying no, it's not true. Nobody have any arrest order for the embattled speaker. Yeah, Mark. So back after the news bulletin, I guess you were listening though.
Well, I was going to listen to the news bulletin. I want to get some green tea to warm myself. It's cold.
Yeah,
I just left the text after I went up there to go make some green tea to drink and clear my throat a little bit. But
oh, okay. But anyway, that's the same thing that we just talk about the activities happening and so forth. That's just the same news back home. So yeah, so nothing much. Any other thing that you want to say about this news about?
I have no idea, but the first lady suspended 2 of our staffers.
Yeah,
I don't know for soliciting funds illegally.
Yeah, they said I don't know some kind of scholarship, right? Some kind of scholarship scheme or some kind of thing they were into, And what happened? What happened? Two of our staff, they were, the president suspended. Thank you so much for reminding me.
The president suspending, eh?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the control back. No, I think about this. I think sometime last week, but unfortunately, it's slipped on my mind. But thinking more. Yes, that news is true. That the first lady of the popular Liberia, she suspended two of her staff for, they say, I don't know, for some corruption or some form of malpractices or so forth. So yes, indeed, that's the information I've got. So yeah, Monk, but go ahead. Maybe that way you want to talk about quickly.
No, I didn't want to talk about it. It just popped on my screen. I thought you talked about it earlier, but I think I was just trying to refresh your memory on that. But we'll talk about that another day, not today.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about the state of the union or people's state of the union, your individual state of the union, and what you expect. Not only what you expect, but not only your expectation. But do you think this government will really be up to the task to, in addressing those problems like you are experiencing? And what's your own state of the union? We're talking about your individual state of the union because we all know what's happening in the country. Yeah.
That's the thing, because anything that happen here, as long as you already know already what happening. So even if the president say maybe for you to go Maryland County, that sort of quota or a paved road, you will say no. And that one not true. So many things that have been said. I think in the president first year, I think there was some argument about money, where the former president said that. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, because my sister asking as to what a classified information leak. Well, I don't know. Maybe that for NSA, I don't know, agent thing. Classify what you say. Yeah, she said, read the comment. He said, maybe is there anything called classified information leak in Liberia? Well, me, I don't know. That's security, mama. Please. Don't put me as security. Yeah, man. So, Mark, I was saying, the former president and the president, they were having some, I think, misunderstanding about certain figure, right?
Certain figure concerning what?
Doing the current president first state of the nation address when.
Oh, you're talking about I'm the 11 the Crawford.
Good. Good. So we hope and pray that all these things will not happen again, because now moving forward, I think the government is in control 100%. So my people, that's it. We say here today what you expect from your government through your president, and you yourself, your own state of the nation address, you already have it in mind. I'm not saying you already know. But on Monday, by this time now, then we're talking now about some of the things, whether it's true now on you will be. You know that you will. But more anything before I go to the line. All right, I think most enjoy.
Yeah, not much per se. Let's get here for our people. Let's get them more time. I think it's 19 minutes past the hour, so
yeah.
we can
So
get
0777. Yeah, 077-285-961. That's the number to call. Those of you also who are in the US, the WhatsApp number is also there. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Isaac Kamal joining from Mosevaro. I beg you, please give me later.
Yeah, but 1 minute now, or maybe at most 1 minute 30 seconds.
Okay. The issue, thank you very much. The issue about the rule of law caucus pocketing the state national address, for me, I support it. Because we cannot get a judiciary branch, the executive, where the people take case to the court, they cannot seek redress. Tell me, for God's sake, the people now, they take case to the court at least to seek redress. No way. They also no way. So they decide to go to la listen to more, saying that the people will go sit on Rachel Cook, and they say they're not going to state nation. Yeah. To not over the state nation address, it will be a symbol that the whole world will know that the legislator is not Iran that won the two. They're going because they don't get a number to conduct Quran. And the other guy get a number to conduct Quran. So for that reason, they will go there to expel like grievance and not recognizing Rachel Cook as a speaker. You understand? So they will do that. And secondly, let me say this. Pelewia and government officials they store their own record, they store, they had a lot of issues that the people were confronted with, and these were the reason that they voted. And for me, I'm not supporting it. Me, I'm not more political slave. I'm a patriot. I respect my country. You understand? But Pelewia is on record of at least when he won election, he went to Joseph Baga, at least visiting as a statement, getting the courage like yeah, we treat you as a statement. And yeah, Joseph Baga in the United Country, since Joseph Baga became president, you're not yet taking full calling Pelewia. Look at what happened in Nimba. The president arrived. And I believe like Pelewia was said defeated before he in a rap, the protocol officer will tell you when you use a battle, you will meet on Pelewia and use a front door, he shake other people and refuse to shake the president. The president of party, the former president of party to go speak. He spoke to him when he recognized it in his speech. When he went, he now recognized the former president. Why are we heading to? I believe that there's some of the reason why Manaseri local president we are.
All right, let's just move straight to keep a course coming, please. The question is about the State of the Nation address on Monday.
About State of the Nation address and why
yeah,
please,
yeah, what do you think? Yeah, my dear, good evening. Yeah, go ahead, Manuel.
I probably well minister, you hear me that the put on our rule. I'll be disappointed the president don't talk about the party chairman who took 8,000 who are no here. I'll be disappointed in the president and they talk about the tennis position where he put this for time illegal. I'll be disappointed if the president don't talk about two speakers in the house. I'll be disappointed on the foundation of the rule. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Keep a course coming. 077-285-961. The question of what do you expect from your president on Monday? Do you expect the president to say yes? We are on course. Things will get better. But keep a course coming. 077-285-961. That's the number. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yes, my dear. Good evening. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
And this is Maurice Ducle, an old age man that have lived in this country for a very long time, almost 6 decades.
Wow.
This is the very first time I see the higher court in our land trying to play with justice. My brother, the people need to stop this thing. It will tarnish the country reputation around the world. You can't get illegal lawmaker taking himself to be speaker. My brother, where are we going? Why can a small country in the past was recognized by big country today, the country is in a dream. We have 2 speakers as we speak. The Supreme Court ruled that these people should go to state court. The same Supreme Court said now they're passing bill and making and that man signing it as speaker. They're passing the budget. The president all sitting and passing the budget under the kind of illegal system. It is wrong. You let's stop it. It didn't happen our time.
All right, thank you.
Investor will not come if you do this. We work with some white people. They are now murmuring. Investor will not come when you get the kind of people where lawmakers will sit down on the beach in a hotel to run the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Look, those of you, Ruth, you better stop looking for my attention, man. Anyway, will we are your comment and tell your president or Ruth Roberts Benba. Today's caller, good evening. Yeah, go ahead, my dear. Thank you for joining us from the MS Bureau there. Go ahead.
You know, I know money the brother will talk about the MCA people, school cars, the progress we made. I know money, you also talk about the burning of the capital or building, and you also talk about reconciliation of your money the whole mark, and you see how well you're making it. Look at the challenge and progress, and why you're going to have faith, and why is some of the progress is going to have faith.
Thank you so much. Call in and tell us exactly what do you expect from your president. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
I'm okay, Chief. Thank God for life. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank God. God is mine. God is mine all too. I'm sitting here, my brother. Mr. Jesus will ask anything good. Nothing I will say. Be careful, bro. On money you think. Because you'll be confused. How you lie and think you don't know to see?
Don't say that, man.
Careful that you not say nothing good. Like you like it for you. All we say for you is that lie. Thank you very much.
But these are reports that some of your ministers, your director, and that they put together, though. So that's called good evening.
Yes, the most accurate, balanced, and credible media practitioner. Good evening to you all, my brother friend.
Yes, my dear. Thank you for joining us, and thank you so much for the warm recognition. Go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
Yes, this is my comment where I come from. We have the close to President Baka area. So far, so good is my neighbor.
But they be bored, though.
Well, I'm disappointed in, and I know from the beginning. With the time I worked with him on the when Baka Foundation was here existing, I not see anything for me up to present. You know, if you follow what they totally misled it. Two entire left for UK up to 08. Today we are seeing the exact clear example. And former restaurant, you can't poor man and won't go back to be a poor man. Why will you tell us whenever the rules and laws that you are defending, every time they're broken? I want you to just tell me about this Pakistan captain who is now become a board director. Today, you know, Pakistan don't have no representative to any other program, for example, to NIMBA. Why will you say to us? Why will you say, oh, we can't free over to score a wondrous that get job today and collecting a woman to care to anything? Why will you tell us? I want to know.
Yeah. Wait for Monday, wait for 4 o'clock Monday. So to my sister Ruth Roberts Bamba. She said, Johnson Maven please tell my president or let the Ministry of Health give the raw data. We're gonna data the raw data. You know, the raw data of maternal deaths in Liberia. Wow. Hey, how do you yellow? So that's called a good evening.
Thank you so much, Bebo.
Yeah, my dear, go ahead. Your name and from where you joining us?
This is a good friend, Sherry. Of course, I'm Sherry. I'm not just Sherry. I saw you for this Sherry.
Okay, thank you so much, Sherry, for joining us.
All right, let me appreciate you for the program and how my brother to just that's right. I expect for the president to say a lot of things, right? The president will tell us how he have violated the country constitution, take it upside down. The president will tell us that he brought yellow machine in the country illegally. And up to Nigeria, we don't get no hay, no tea. The president will be telling us how he brought some things there in the country that it has no use of the United States, and we get a text to it. The president has a lot of things to say to us. The president will tell us that he doing Jowiya time, he sentenced or led to prison for murdering her own daughter, and he doesn't forget to go over, and he brought her lady back. He freed the woman. He said she go scot free. The president will tell a lot of things. You can see all around, all the violation that he doing. The constitution and right, it's not right. So okay. The president will tell all things. You will say, hey.
All right, thank you, my brother. Let's wait for 4 o'clock Monday afternoon. Keep your calls coming 0777. What do you expect from the president? Let me tell some of you, all the things that you'll be hearing from your president now, these are reports. What about from Ministry of Labor, where every day people crying here and there, there's no money, nothing. Hello, today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead, my dear. Your name and from where you join us.
My name is Alison. I'm calling from Sktv-Lib. And I want to appreciate you guys for the talking point. I expect a lot of good things from our president this coming morning.
So now, yeah.
Yes, although we have a lot of mistakes, 2024, and we took 2024 to be a year of settlement because there are a lot of losses from the past government put our country in debt. So this government was trying to put things in place. So now, the 2025 now, they are coming to work by the grace of God. So we the citizens now, we need to pray. We don't need to criticize. We criticize for no judgment day.
Hello. People will talk. And people will talk. Hello, my young man. Don't say people criticize. AB say, "What you want to say?" Okay, thank you. AB say, "What
Man,
you want
man
to say?"
choose to
Right?
pray. Let him keep
All right,
praying.
good.
That's it. I mean, that his,
So
you
you
know,
know you can pray. That somebody, in fact, fire service truck in Grand Bassa County, they say they are looking for 1,200 USD just to service. They don't get that one. Fire service truck. Then you have somebody buying 75,000 a car. He said, "I'm gonna go and pray for that." Anyway, and
let
one
him
say,
keep praying.
"You keep
Let
praying.
him
You
keep
are
praying.
triple
Yeah.
seven. You can pray." But so when you even talking about debt, we'll be hearing about that debt on tomorrow because I think our bill debt now among is around 1.2 billion, right? Yeah, I think our bill debt is around 1.2. So on Monday, we will know what are our debts,
If it
whether it
increase
come
or
down.
decrease, eh?
Yeah, he said we will pray. People getting rich at your own expense. He said we will pray. Anyway, yeah, keep praying. Keep a cost coming. 077-285-971. The only thing I like some of you that use to call your government official and be laying out complaints. The people say no, we not answer them. They enjoy everything we do here. We telling them the truth. So you pa
No, maybe
077.
our total
Yeah,
debt as of 2024 March
yeah.
was 2.4 billion.
2.4.
2.4 billion. That
Hey,
both domestic and internal and domestic and external debt. The total debt of the country now is $2.4 billion.
and then the only thing I want here on Monday, as to whether the money will come down. But
Yeah,
by the time I hear more
or
than I read of
increase
5
again.
billion. So I hear that Liberia money read of me, I'll just travel, I'll just leave your number
But the,
because
but
I
the
tell you,
national budget should tell you the recent draft budget should tell you the total debt stuff.
oh, Jesus. That would the financial experts. I think you got to hold
Yeah.
your
From
pen
the
on
Ministry of
Monday.
Finance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're with the finance people, please beg you. 077-285-96 the first note. That move, this country is for all of us and allow other people to freely talk. That how your government came to power. Your state was not good. And we talk. That's how the government came. So when it's not good, so you know for other people to talk. The president will go pro. Yeah, they country, they live interesting. Yeah, so keep a course coming. Those of you who are calling, sorry, we got to give more chance to talk on our debts and more. Even apart from our debts, I think we have so many. Really through some kind of thing here from 20. But it's 2024, right, Mark? Is that 2024 update that I giving
We are,
us?
yeah, it was 2024. That's the update. I have to review the 2025 draft national budget to know the current status, but that was as of March of 2024 was $2.4 billion, both domestic and external debt. Yeah, 2.4 billion with a B.
Anyway, that's good. But keep a course coming, people. What do you expect from your government or from the president of Liberia? Man, you know so many things. There's somebody said the Ministry of Popular Work, and they will make a report. Everybody going to make a report to the president. In fact, now they start writing. Hello, to let's call up. Good evening.
Good evening, neighbor, and good evening to your fellow panelists and the many listeners that listen to your broadcast. This was some period sign I joined from Sogmen District 4. And to the question of what we expect in the solar message, you have a question here?
Yes.
For me, I just expect propaganda because there is a government of propaganda. They are just, engaged into lies. So they come in the cell again. I expect the president to just be seen lying with waste. So they get rid of your colleague on the lies. They will lie to us until we ourselves do can understand the lie or understand it. Do can understand the clapping. In la political get if you lie, just me have more. So let me have more people believe you. And they will clap for you. So how can they come in and mission again?
All right, thank you so much. Let me go to the WhatsApp number. The lines are all blinking back to back. Yeah, my brother, CD1 Jabo. Hello?
Yeah, good day from my end, state of Florida, Jacksonville City. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to Mo and the rest of the panelists.
Yeah, my dear. Yeah, go ahead.
What I want to hear from my president, my excellency, Joseph Nima Porta, is senior. I want to know if you use private jet to go to Sano, Maryland, and and what but have you seen security to Lofa? I don't know if you push it to the other region. I want to know the yellow machine. Or if you're still got it today, I want to know who are those paying them, because I think our motor used to be money machine. I want to know what happened to the bosses working from Ghana when we went back. I want to know. I want to know also the public work minister why use all the money and he face the road and the president use jet to go Lofa. Why you don't use the road since it's not sticking in the mud? And my last thing, what I want to know is what does Labrador start producing rice since he's a specialized person in agriculture, your former Minister of Agriculture. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Keep your calls coming 0777285 Nasser one. That's the number. Lord Roof, I pick you today on the show. But what kind of one be there? Is it well? Hello, to let's call up. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to see the little things that are happening in many of the universities that we go to local road, the road that is from Gansha to a facility that is almost to create. And the thing like what I'm going to lie with two days that maybe I'm someone giving last one, say Morulo, a thing I hear, it's everything Morulo. So
oh, what happened? You go off? Oh, okay. No problem. So let's call up. Hello? Yeah, my brother. Okay, thank God. Please move away from the monitor a little bit, please.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, my dear.
All I have to say this evening is this country is suffering. We are suffering. We have leadership problem. The country needs to actually be delivered. More especially it must start from the head. Our political leaders, since they call making the power, we have foreseen a lot of things that we are not seeing. So I just pray that God will help us to forgive us, but the leader need to be what deliver and the country be deliver all another problem, because every day that come, if you not hear the other one, you hear the other one. You not hear the other one, you hear the other one. The thing I will never heard almost for 50 some more years, because I'm 60 years old. I never heard that. Even when I got to know myself in due time, those things didn't happen. Where we had more illiteracy, but for now we have more poor people. Why am I having this kind of time? Why?
Brother, myself,
for everything.
myself, I even want to ask you that same question, because people even go to school like I don't even know. But anyway, that's the society now we found ourselves in. Very interesting. Thank you. All right. Thank you. To the scholar, what do you expect from your president on Monday? Good evening. What's your name? What's your name first, my brother?
Good evening. My name is Peter Flomo.
Your name is Peter Flomo. Don't call here and be saying, okay, call your own identity. Why you? Some of you, why you're allowed to be lying? No, don't be lying. Yeah.
We are receiving threats on a daily basis.
Okay, then you say, no, I agree with you. Then you say, I don't want to call my name. We have no problem. Your number is showing, and I have no issue. I agree with you. Sometimes, yeah, you're right. I agree with you. Sometimes on the issues, people want to express their own view, but people see them like they are anti. Every time they just use baby words against people. Go ahead.
I expect my president to on Monday to be able to tell that there will be political freedom. That people like us will not be highly calling that will be free to speak to governance and the government, moving in our country, because we are not free to do it. I expect this president to tell about negotiate. What happened to negotiate? That's scholarship program. I expect the president on the front of the office. The same scholarship business is so all that in the front of the office. Scholarship be as low as them for like them. And the rest of it will see what is going on there. We are not satisfied. We expect the president to come clear. We expect the president to also tell about the yellow machine. We're hearing that the actual price is 21 million. They don't want to get to 28. And we'll get back towards 84 million. So the clarity on our machine should be told to us on a sooner.
Okay.
We expect the president to tell us why he told us you're going to condemn the bureau in 100 days. Why is it that you're going to look for a private jet? Are you commending the bureau? Here's the reason why you have to get a private jet to go look for. The bureau is so good. Thank you for life.
Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, maybe I want to remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe what I expect the president to say on his State of the Nation address, why is he violating every law of our country? Why is he making our country to look like we are so illiterate in this place and we don't know good for ourselves? And why the government continue to lie to us, we the citizens? If I expect the president to tell us that Liberia is now owned by a certain group of Liberians, and I also expect the president to tell us that he has been violating the law this time around, he will follow the law.
All right.
I expect the president to tell us that people will not be arrested for that speech that they made against the government. I expect the president to declare freedom of speech throughout the country and freedom of movement throughout the country. Because right now, we are afraid to even walk around. We are afraid to freely express ourselves. So I also expect the president to tell us that the U.S. will drop. I expect him to tell us that the agricultural sector will be booming. After the State of the Nation address, agriculture will be given the most attention that we ever deserve to have.
All right.
That would be my hearing for me.
All right, that would be your expectation from the president of the Republic of Liberia on Monday by 4 o'clock. By this time, then the point is Liberians are speaking out. Mind you, all the reports are coming from the federal ministries, agencies. All the only thing the only good they will hear, maybe that water. I'm gonna hear water and say yeah, at least because But anyway, that's it. We gotta go. Keep a course. Can we take a few more calls? 077
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just before you take another call, I want to give you an update because you asked whether the debt start increase or a decrease. And based on the draft national budget and the one that the president just signed into law 2025, as of September 2024, our debt came from 2.4 billion to 2.57 billion dollars. So it increased. Now, of the debt, you got $1 billion, $1.177 that will be allocated, which is 41% of the domestic debt. That is debt within the country. Then our external debt and multilateral debt, World Bank, the IMF is $1.496 billion. Now, yeah, the funny part when it comes to they got something called a debt maturity profile. That is, it gives you a breakdown of the debt in terms of the redemption period, the low end and the high end, as to when they will finish paying the debt. The exact date that will be calculated in order to finish paying our debt, including the interest and the principal amount. You know the highest end, 50 years before library.
But
it will take up to the minute. They are projecting 50 years.
Yes, I think on Tuesday, Mark, I think you got to get in contact with Sekou so you can see how to bring some financial experts. I think on Tuesday after the sooner, so Liberian people can know exactly some because of these things. You see, sometimes all the people concerned about is just go and vote. They just want to go and vote. Yeah, but they don't even know some of these things that are going to tar their country. Like you can easily shake, you can easily make any move because if you make any move, you owe people. So in short, what more is saying, Liberia, we owe is more is 2.7, right?
It's 2.57 billion, so it increased by little over $500 million. Yeah, close to that. Yeah.
Wow. Oh.
No. 2.4. No, more than $107 million.
Okay,
because it was
100.
2.57. It was 2.4, and 2.4 came to 5.7 billion. So it's 107 billion dollars
Yeah,
extra.
the financial people you got to come and be explaining small thing to our common people. They want to know about your politics, you know. You got to tell it because these things they are things that will be putting our children into serious debts. Where tomorrow we'll not be able to even take ourselves from inside or soon because why?
50 years
Yeah, the
on the
debt.
high end.
Yeah, because when the
The
debt too
debt
much,
can
now
show
they
it
never
to
get
you.
resources anymore because when
Yeah.
some of the resources now they just the resources now going and when resources lost value. Then you owe people 5 billion or 10 billion. That thing on the roof. They look. Then my sister she get one who say I think Labrador debt more than Labrador. Labrador debt value. So let's call up. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead, man. Dear, your name and from where you join us.
I'm only for the I expect good from my president.
Okay.
And he will address and tell the Liberian people everything.
Okay.
But I have problem with all of saying that the government is wanting them. I have not for anybody that the government have gone behind them, that they spoke against the government. I have not yet, but I am expecting good from the president.
Okay. Thank you so much. You expect good from the president and moving forward, maybe you expect better. Today's president, hello. Yeah, man, dear, good evening. Go ahead.
Thank you very much for your show. Maybe you see, what I introduction to this around the Sunday, I joined a discussion for Omega Market, the legacy of former president here. Maybe you see in this country, the reason why some of them recharge our phone to be calling in support of some way because of our stay outside the issue. The reason why this someone out today with Biafra and Kofa is because of the stay on the rule of law. You see, so now, Honorable Velete, who is the chairman for the group that is the show of the law.
The rule of law caucus.
Yeah, the rule of law caucus. Now they are coming out to say that they will not extend the state of the nation address. They shouldn't leave all this down. That will be very clear to us. When they not extend, what's going to happen? When they extend, what's going to happen? When they're making a statement to the public, shouldn't leave all this down because for me, I'm in doubt. When they not extend that state of the nation address, what's going to happen?
All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. What's going to happen? And yeah, I think you're in the market already. So maybe later on we're going to respond to that question and maybe give you our own understanding. But is it what people look at Monk? Monk, this person, is that Aku just I know Joseph, right? He said there's no country that is deaf. Who told you? Who told you that no country? It's either everybody that crediting me.
Yeah, they got countries that are debt free.
I beg you, yeah. They tell you that everybody that crediting business. No, people believe that the little thing that they have, they can manage and they can live with it. But here in Liberia, you waste money. You give one person 15,000 per month. How you not credit? Yes.
Maybe when you are growing up, right? Certain things you don't understand. You know, when they used to talk about debt, right? When they used to talk about debt in the US, I had different interpretation of the debt, but it took me a while to figure it out. In the case of Liberia, you are going to borrow money, right? In America, they got something they call the treasury note, right? They got bonds where other countries can bring their money and give it to America free of charge. They use it because we know at the end of the day you will put interest on our money. So even though it's the same debt, but that's not the way it's accumulated. When it comes to the US, because they got the authority or the power to print their own money. Matter of fact, their currency is the reserve currency for the rest of the world, right? Especially when it comes to trading gold and oil. So when they say America is in debt, I say, but how can a country that can print her own money that set the reserve currency for the rest of the world can be in debt? So I figure out that, okay, now I understand. So that country like China and Brazil, even Germany bring their gold in America and keep it in the treasury here. They are literally buying treasury note, 10 years bond, treasury note, and telling the American government, say, oh, we already got money, but we want to give our money to you because we know we will get profit of our money. And that's how the US is able to accumulate debt. Unlike Liberia, that will come to International Monetary Fund and come and take physical care. That one, it let you go into credit. So it's a whole different thing. And let the brother know that.
That you're not understanding today.
Yeah, the difference. So the brother should know that there are countries that are debt free. Not everybody is in debt, just so he
So there
knows.
are some
And there are
transactional
different kind
debt,
of a
like
debt.
Mark is saying.
Yep.
There are some transaction you can do. Like we call it told about better. You gave me this,
Yeah.
I gave you that. Sometimes that is but our own, we say no, give us 500 million. You see, and you want a catch. Where are you carrying this catch? To come and pay people 15,000, 10,000, buy cars, 75,000. Then at the end of the day, the majority of the people suffer. And you only do the cosmetics development for them. Some of them, they be there and be shouting, hey, you people are not doing well. Because why? They have scratch card, they have data to call. Go back to call where? Go see call where row. That row is part of the debt. Some of you don't even know some of these things. Go back. Most of the roads already spoiled. Everything's spoiled, but like we're staying in debt. So the way is the profit. I think the reason why people can credit, for example, if I want to do business and I want to credit, I want to go for loan, I should be able to take the loan and to use the money. Now, when you go to church, they can say, use the money for the intended purpose. But here in Liberia, we credit from the people and we use the money wrongly. To credit
That's it. That's not only the fact about taking on a debt. It all depends when you take this loan from the IMF and the World Bank from other African Development Bank. The question is, what are you doing? Are you adding value to the economy to generate more revenue, or you are just using it? You corrupt the people, put them in debt, make them poorer, and then you leverage your resources that give you no value because when you are already in debt to these multilateral institution and global institution, at the end of the day, you're going to market your resources for little or nothing because you're already in debt. So you're not getting anything positive coming back to the country. So it's not only about getting debt. The fact is, are you growing the economy? Are you making the future investment that will pay you over the long run, or you just making people poorer into intended? That's just what's happening. And that's why they say in your budget, yeah, the higher end for the repayment period or the debt maturity is 50 years. So it means you might likely be in poverty for the next 50 years.
And that's the Monk to admit, after the war, Monk, I think Liberians, we got to go back into our closet and see something maybe. Because, Monk, on a very serious note, I think some of the debts were waived, right? We had that, oh yeah, the people take away the debts because we were dropped from war. How can now in less than 18 or 19 years, maybe 20 years
back to square one to the war started. Because the last time I checked, that's what the HIPEC initiative under Madam Sally was all about. The debt, heavily indebted poorer countries. They had to go through certain steps to put some institutional reform into place in order to waive that debt. So if they are going to waive 2 billion and within the same period of time you are back to square one, then it means every other administration coming after Madam Sally, including the second term of our own administration, they just ended up piling all the debt stuff. You're just taking money here and there. And some of these things that we can get free, they are not really free. We are paying on the back end, but they will create this impression that, oh, they gave up, World Bank gave up. Like I can remember when during the WIA administration, when they came up with the standard drawing rights, where they went and took 157 million and was so paid 213 million. Yeah, they pile up the debt than any other administration in written memory. But people were dancing saying that, oh, World Bank gave up money. Who told you it were free? You were paid for it with interest.
And sometimes some of the money that, for example, our government officials or maybe through the Ministry of Finance, they will go and negotiate. You know, we have to pay salary, things getting up with us, the security network and this and that. So it was okay. So you need the money urgently.
Yeah.
So you want money urgently, 150 million. You got to add maybe about 10 or 15 or 20 million as interest.
Maybe.
Now the money,
Maybe. Yeah, the funny thing. That's why you see some people they got problem with the international system. For the IMF and the World Bank, you know why they love poorer country? Because it's a profitable business model for them. The poorer country become, the more money they will borrow, and when they are mostly corrupt, it increases your rate. That means they can charge you higher interest rate. So you are only making a richer country richer while you are getting poorer. Because when the World Bank is giving country like Ukraine loan, they're giving them 1% or 2%. When they give you a country like Liberia, when they give you 18 to 22%. So it means you are paying more than 20 times more than what other countries are paying because you are corrupt. You borrow money, you don't invest the money. So at the end of the day, you are only putting your people further into poverty. And that's just how the global system is set up. So people are like, bro, who will be in it for the next 50 years? That's exactly what they say in the national budget. For the high end to pay off the debt, the debt maturity profile at the end of the day, maybe close to 50 years. So we are in it for a very, very long time. Maybe my children will help pay for it.
Yeah, but mom will pay, but mom will, even to pay the money now for me is not even my worry. But my worry is the little resources that we've been depending on. If all the resources go away now, mom, then we don't know would even.
Go back. During the days of the late President Charles W. King, what they call the Fernando Po crisis, where was sending slaves to go work on the plantation. Maybe when all the resources, when the Wologisi Mountain, when the Puto Mountains are all gone, we will be taking certain number of Liberians to go work on plantation as slaves to be able to pay the World Bank and the IMF their debt.
Because you don't get no more resources now to even for somebody to even come and say, okay, maybe the people then they get some kind of good something here, so they may come and do business. You just taking loan. You just taking loan. You just putting your country into debt. And when the money comes, instead of you using this money for the intended purpose that you think that will benefit the interest of the Liberian people, you damage all the money. You just useless the money. You spend the money on all kinds of things. You do a lot of things just to get just because you want to spend the money. So the money has no use. So the only thing you will do is you just have to create some workshops. You see, Mom, sometimes I can feel terrible about our leaders. They just have to create some of their workshop just because some 100,000 laying out somewhere and I get no use. So they want that money out.
That's why we can try our best on this show to inform the public. We know that the government. That's why I told Sekou yesterday. I said that wall-to-wall coverage that they will give other media institutions, we will never expect it on SKTV because these guys, they lie and will not accept the lies that they be partner right with. Every time you listen to Double Jala and LRA, they claim that they are beating revenue expectation. But how can you be beating revenue expectation, raising more money, but yet you keep increasing the debt? How that work? Because it's a lie. It's a scam. It makes no sense. The economy is not growing. People cannot feed the economy. How can you be making these huge budget projections and at the same time, you are increasing the national debt? From March of 2024, we were in a debt stack of $2.4 billion. Now, before September of last year, we are $2.57 billion in both domestic and external debt. And you tell him that you are beating revenue expectation when it comes to raising funds for the government? Come on, man.
Well, my brother, we got to go.
Let's stop here.
Yeah, so let's just say good night to
you have to talk, right?
It's just frustrating. More. You can see these things clearly. In fact, you can interact with some of the criminals. You and then you all exchange words, your talk, your lecture, and they are getting rich in front of you. But you praise them and you insult me and you say, hey, you put your head, you're anti, you're this, you're that. Well, that's it. On Monday, by God's grace, we will know our own death rate. We will know exactly where are we as a country. What are we moving forward?
See that one Java say slum millionaire. They come from slumless become millionaire.
It's not like we're in this world that this country, where you going for a loan every time you go credit, where you paying people 10,000, 15,000, some generator making 3,000. Mom, me, I want to good night, my brother. Yeah, to admit. Good night.
Tomorrow, man, we'll do it again. Maybe have a nice day.
Thank you all of you. Yeah, my brother. Thank you. I wish you all the best. Thank you all of you people for your participation. Again, we'll catch you. That will be on tomorrow on a festival. No, Liberia. This is just quite frustrating. And every time we come here, some of you, we know we see all of the little things, but Liberia deserve better. So that's it. Thank you all. Continue to be who you are. Continue to be cool and show your interest and love from my Liberia. Good night.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The project is giving us here and the purpose of them. So welcome my life with African.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play body so I can't Sktv-Lib. Sema cheni, tina ke asema jamu. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Guinea ya tumale, ena Sadia ya tumale, ena Conakry ya tumale, ena Cote d'Ivoire ya tumale, ena Napagina ya tumale, Sktv, ena Napagina, tosi wakoma ya tumale.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From Riverside, River G to Chile. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu. From Maryland, Punk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.